Denis Villeneuve reveals what it would take for him to move forward with Dune, Part 3. Even before the highly anticipated Dune, Part 2 arrived in theaters, there was talk of a third installment. Both the original movie and sequel, directed by Villeneuve, were major critical and commercial successes. The recent sequel adapted the final half of Frank Herbert's original Dune novel. However, the ending also led directly into the second book of Herbert's series, Dune Messiah. Despite the promising prospects of the third movie being greenlit, Villeneuve has not fully committed to it. In an interview with Empire, Villeneuve addressed the chances of Dune, Part 3, revealing he would only move forward with it on one condition. He explained that taking a step back from the franchise might be beneficial, given that he has spent the past 6 years absorbed in it. Most importantly, Villeneuve wants Dune, Part 3 to be better than Part 2, or he simply won't do it. Check out his statement below. Can Denis Villeneuve top Dune, Part 2? Dune Messiah sets the stage for an epic third movie. Villeneuve has previously confirmed that his plans were to make Dune into a trilogy. Hence, it's a bit surprising to learn that there's a possibility of him refusing to make Part 3. Fortunately, the chances of the third movie failing to surpass the second don't seem very strong. Both of Villeneuve's Dune movies stirred a feeling that there is still much more to come. Part 2 capitalized on the first movie's cliffhanger ending, delivering a satisfying continuation brimming with epic action and more complex characterization that made the wait between films worthwhile. Given how effectively Villeneuve has set up the series, Dune, Part 3 would likely naturally be bigger than the prior movies as the stakes rise and the story expands. The story of Dune Messiah is arguably more meaningful and impactful than the story in Dune because it actually explores Paul Atreides' convoluted reign over the Empire, complete with holy wars, conspiracies, and a deep dive into the dangers that messianic figures pose. Additionally, Villeneuve has departed from the book a bit, signaling Chaney, Zendaya, may have a more powerful story in the third movie than in the source material. The story in Dune, Part 3 should be quite intense and is expected to improve upon the first two films. The major problem, though, is that the next movie should technically take place roughly 12 years after the sequel. If Villeneuve wants to keep his original Dune cast, a gap will be necessary between films, raising questions of whether the actors will be able to either embody roles older than themselves or fall back into roles they haven't played in years. Fortunately, Villeneuve seems dedicated to solving potential problems before officially committing to Dune, Part 3.